Oh, you're going to go, okay.
And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Kern High Network. What a pleasure to have you with us this evening. The Kern High Network, live exclusive coverage of high school activities around Kern County. Tonight, the activity is athletics, and specifically, it is varsity boys basketball, and even more specifically, it's senior night at North High School, and they're hosting the South High Spartans. How much better can it get? It's going to be a great one. Pleasure to have you with us. I'm Vance Palm, and I am joined, as always, by my main guy. The main guy himself, Julian Wilson, is our director and on camera tonight, and we are here and ready to rock and roll. Senior night, more on that as we go, but right away the ball comes down low, and the Stars put it up and in, and there's one of the seniors right there, Nate Becerra. He picks up right where he left off last time we had these two teams playing at South just a few weeks ago. It went to overtime. It was a barn burner, and I've spoken to both coaches before this game started, and one of the players that had it all going was that young man. They're going to try to slow him down, but he gets a great assist. Amani Miles kicks the ball out to Eddie Ramey, sophomore to freshman, and the freshman drops a three, so the Spartans do not look worried tonight. Here they come. Again, senior night. Oh, that's a good pass there, and what a soft touch in there from Becerra. Nate Becerra, the 6'5 senior forward, jersey 41. Oh, that ball rattled in and out for Ramey. That didn't go. Here comes North High. Cohen Howell. Howell, also one of the seniors, gets the nod tonight. Just underway, 4-3, North High leads by 1. Oh, great defense down low. They just sucked it in. And here comes that Ramey. Ramey pulls the trigger. Does he get it? Doesn't get it to go. That's a sophomore that came alive. And how about that big rebound right there? And that, again, is a great player, Gavin Christian. He had a whale of a night 2 weeks ago. My partner Julian and I were at that South High game where they hosted North, and they went to overtime. They missed, I think, 22 free throws, some crazy number like that. Speaking of that, there's a rebound by number 22, Clifford Willis. Willis, the floater. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. The head coach for the visiting South High School Spartans, Eddie Ramey, had a great chat with Coach Ramey. I'll tell you about that as the game unfolds. Also had a really nice talk with A.J. Sheeran, the head coach of the North High Stars. There are so many storylines tonight. My partner, Julian, and I were actually talking about it today at the university. We were both working the Roadrunner women's game versus Riverside, and we had a couple of minutes to catch up and talk about it. One of the big storylines as Willis drops in both free throws, that full court pressure here by the Spartans. Wow. North better hurry. Oh, 3-on-1 numbers here. And the putback by Christian as Miles went for the shot himself. How about this pressure? That's a good press break right there. But it's 7-4 already, Spartans. As I was saying, one of the major storylines now that the North High freshman team won tonight. Big bucket right there by David Vasquez. Vasquez, another one of the seniors. And how about that nice bucket from James Webster? The North High junior varsity team won tonight. That means both of those teams locked up the league championship. And this, by the way, is the South Yosemite Mountain League. So if North High were to win tonight, the varsity team, the game you're watching, they would move to 8-0. They would win the league outright, and it would be a trifecta. Nice defense there, actually, by Vasquez. He broke up the layup. But South still up 2. And everybody in the gym thought it was a travel. The officials, by the way, we have a top-notch crew tonight here at North High School. These are some big-time officials. Been doing this a long time out here. I mean, their combined years out there is probably 700 years. Don't tell them I said that.
Won't.
Julian, I don't want to get in trouble with these guys, but you're talking about some veteran refs out there. Shot goes up, it's missed. Battle for it down low. That's going to be, it should be actually off of North and it's South, even though the last ditch effort out there by Christian to grab it, it was still off of North. 9-7, early goings here. And you can just tell by the Spartan team, they are not happy about that loss they had. Nice dish down there to Webster. He gives it right back out. Two-man game. They're moving it around, kicking it around. How about that strong move right there off the glass? Doesn't go, though. Nice effort there. Webster with a big rebound, and he just throws it up above himself to Willis. Willis has a good look right there. Then they reset the shot clock. So South High, to me so far, just looks completely at ease and aggressive here as Cameron Hernandez directing traffic. Wow, look at this. What a shot by Clifford Willis. And a 12-7 lead for the Spartans. And, that would have been. And they're going to say it was, I think it's out on. Yes, North basketball. It was knocked out by a Spartan who reached around from the back and knocked it deep. That's why I was saying it would have been smart for Willis to step in there and get it. It would have been a steal, but instead it's North High basketball on the baseline underneath their hoop. There's a wide open look. This might go. Oh, back of the rim. It doesn't, and that's Wyatt Hayner, one of the star juniors. Contact on the layup. The foul's called. And that's Signs, Ethan Signs. Rafael Rodriguez-Quinn is also one of the seniors, and then the last senior is Balin Statler. So a special night for them, their last game in here In conference play, league play, with the record that the Stars have, which is 22-5, 7-0 in South Yosemite Mountain League, they're going to be playing in here next week at some time against somebody. So not the last game in the gym here, but last official game in conference play to celebrate senior night. Signs, and he's fouled on the way up. He'll shoot two. So South off to a great start. Head coach Eddie Ramey, I don't like to, when I do pregame interviews, Julian, I don't like to harp on anything negative or bring up anything negative because I as well want to keep that coach in a positive mindset. However, with Coach Ramey, I say, Coach, I got to just bring it up because 12 days ago we were calling a game in your gym and you had to go OT, and I think you missed over 20 free throws, and he looked at me with that kind of side eye, and I said, hey, look, I just want to know, how did you approach that with these young guys, and how did you walk them through it and talk them through it that, hey, we could have, should have, would have had that? And he said, Vance, you said it. We're young. We talked about the fact that we're still in that process of trying to find that real meaningful signature win, and he said tonight's the night. (13-9). How about this? 16-9. Uh-oh. A big bucket out there by Cameron Hernandez. I mean, he was standing on the star, literally, over by Coach Sheeran in the North High bench. There's a logo over there. He's standing on it. Here's the answer. Does that go? It doesn't. Battle for it. Ends up. Good bounce in the Spartans' hands. Coach Ramey wants to go. He wants to run. His guys are hot. They're making buckets, so they want to go. Oh, nice defense there. Does this one go? Doesn't go. The putback almost went. And that's Marvin Parra. He said this would be the game, that statement game that we could use to propel ourselves forward.
Well, I tell you what, this is definitely a different energy than we saw last game, Vance. You have to say so.
Well, South was so loud. The gym, it was just, as always, just raucous and crazy. And the JV game right before it was really close. So that got to be, that brought in the energy. It was really, really loud. And it went to OT. So tonight, you can feel the energy, but it's a really poor pass there. And no call. Ball stripped clean. They're letting them play here, and that's going to be a foul on Cameron Hernandez. So the ball was thrown away by Wyatt Hayner. Eight-point lead for the Spartans. Ooh, and nobody can believe it, myself included. Cameron Hernandez, he thought that was going to be a clean rip, but that's his second foul. Just picked up two quick ones right now. So he's got to have a seat, and you're talking about a very valuable freshman. You talk about a squad that's going to be good. I mean, they have a ton of young players. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. What a nice play by Ethan Sines. Carter loses the handle. 1:29 left in this first quarter, and it's starting off with a bang. Pressure from the Spartans has been persistent the entire first quarter. They've actually created a couple of turnovers. Ball floats back out over to Sines. Sines takes a look. Back of the rim, doesn't go. Oh, strong rebound there by Elias Griffin. 17-13. Spartans come roaring back down. Beautiful pass down low, and boy, an easy bucket. Marvin Parra standing there, but what a dish by Clifford Willis. Yeah, a lot of dribbling out there. You better look out. Oh, goodness. Foul committed by Eddie Ramey. And I think that's going to be their fourth. Got it. And back into the ball game, Imani Miles, jersey 0. And Imani's just a sophomore. I talked to Coach Ramey about him simply because he had just a monster game at South. Travel, so the travel's called on Becerra. So Imani Miles, if you remember, I know Julian and I do, Imani Miles put the Spartans on his back in that second half. And I mean, everything he put up was going in.
He has amazing control.
That's the young man that's dribbling the ball right now, jersey 0. I talked to Coach Ramey about him, and wise coach, doesn't want to really single out one player, but since I narrowed it down to him and his effect on that game at South, a lot of great things to say, a lot of obvious superlatives. I like that pass right there a lot. Wow, I mean, they put it right in the hands of Hasley at the free throw line. Shot goes up. How about this? So, at the end of the first quarter, and we'll just keep it here, at the end of the first quarter, it's 13-21. You're watching the Kern High Network. I'm so happy to be with you tonight. My director and producer, Julian Wilson, is with us also. And we have a long-standing, ongoing bet about making sure we don't call the South High team by their old mascot name. Julian's much older than I am, so he's had to know, he's lived with that other mascot name for many years past me. But I also played against that South High team forever, called all their games forever. So
what is that old name, by the way?
No, nice try. So we have a bet. The dollar goes into the kitty every time if you call them by their former mascot name, spelled Rebeles.
You said it.
No, I spelled it out. So I was warning Julian 2 weeks ago in the first quarter, dollar in the kitty for anybody says it. And about 5 seconds later, I said it. He went back, spent all night at his house combing the archives to make sure that I said it.
That's right.
Called my company, paged me to tell me I owe him $1. That part's not true, but I paid. He was right. It's hard after 40 years, 50 years. But I've been right so far. Spartans, and what a nice move. Can't get it to go, though. Got a special halftime guest. We'll keep it a secret until it's closer. And there is that young man, Imani Miles, trying to make it happen. I see the great Stan Green here, our Director of School Support Services, the man responsible for having us here tonight. Stan's here to see this battle for the league championship. If South wins tonight, they end up tied for the league championship. If North can pull this out, they'll be undefeated in league and win it all by themselves. The table's been set for a nice one. Here comes Miles. Talked about it. Wow. Oh, back of the rim doesn't go. He makes it look effortless. Oh, nice crossover there. Signs, backs it way up. 20 on the shot clock, a ton of time. Look out. Oh, I thought he was going to throw that down. I thought Elias Griffin was going to rock the rim. He lays it up off the glass. Nice pass down low. Webster has it blocked, and the call is going to be traveling before he even got the shot up. He kind of just shuffled his feet a little bit, and that's all it took. What tough matchup for Signs up there, so he gets rid of it. Hayner. Long, lanky Hayner. How about this three right here? Oh, Griffin almost got it to go. It didn't. Rebound, Ramey. Ramey kicks it over to Carter. Carter comes in. Oh, goodness, a lot of contact. Coach Ramey can't believe it. How about the big-time rebound there? And, man, oh, man, it's getting rough out there.
Yeah, a lot of collisions here. We got to see what's the call.
Ooh, there was just the ball went out of bounds, so.
No call.
I love it. These refs, I told you they're old-school refs, man. That's one thing about if you're a young high school player and you get an old school ref, it might not always work out because they're used to playing some physical basketball growing up.
You're not going to understand what he's doing.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, Webster, boy, you'd like to see him go up a lot quicker because that's a great pass. That's a great look. You got to be ready for that one. There's a look for Hayner. Can't get it to go over the top of the backboard, and a wide open look for Wyatt. Hernandez comes back in for Miles. Strong cut. He runs into trouble. It's 21-15 right now. South over North. And a foul on the shot. And you could tell it was a foul because Chauncey Carter couldn't get his hands up to shoot. He got hit early down there, and he was trying to get the ball above his shoulder, and he couldn't get it done. Had a chance to talk to Coach A.J. Sharon about the possible trifecta if his team were to win tonight. As free throw goes in by Carter, good sign for South. He said, Vance, we're on a 17-game winning streak. We have 22 wins, which is the most ever by this team in a 70-year-old school, 70-year-plus school.
That is amazing.
It's a special year.
Yes, that is amazing.
And we talked about his seniors. We'll get to that here in a bit. Numbers here for South, if they can put it together. Oh, a great bounce pass. Boy, that was sweet. That was sweet from Gavin Christian to Clifford Willis. And a 10-point lead for South. So speaking to A.J. Sheeran, he knew they were in for a tough one tonight. And this is not going to be a cakewalk. And that's a really bad one-handed pass. You young players out there, maybe you're watching your older brother or your cousin or somebody play down here tonight. But I'll tell you, if your coach hasn't already told you, a one-handed pass you can never bring back. There's no string on that ball like a yo-yo. Once it leaves your one hand, it's gone. Have two hands on that ball, you can bring it back if it's not there. Well, what a matchup it is right there. Sure enough, a lot of trouble. Oh, they get it out. That is a tough matchup there. Floater didn't get it to go, and that's going to remain South High School possession, and a lot of the North High Stars fans saw a different result there. Vasquez in there. Miles back in there. Just didn't get it to go. Great rebound by Becerra. Look out, that's going to be a foul. Didn't give him enough room. Clifford Willis will get called for that one. 4.5 left here. Okay, for the Stars, Dylan Taylor, junior's checking in. Oh, sweet move. Floater can't get it to go. Big rebound down low. A lot of contact on the shot, and finally a foul's called right there. And we've seen this again with Amani Miles. He gets kind of mixed up in some skirmishes there, and he got emotional the other night at South. And I actually talked to Coach Ramey about that. Say, I saw that, you know, the big fella, your senior leader, James Webster, had to kind of go over and pull Amani Miles away from a few, you know, fracases. And he says, yep, he's an emotional player. And the sky's the limit with him talent-wise. And first year of having this role as a sophomore scorer, but he's got to keep us cool out there. Monty, keep your cool, buddy. $11-point lead for the upstart Spartans. Oh, what a beautiful touch. Couldn't get it to go, though. Let's see what South decides to do here. Miles at the top. Over to Hernandez. An offensive foul. Who this is going to be on? Oh, and it's going to be on Amani Miles. 3:23 remains.
Vance, I don't think we've had any timeouts this
No
first
coach,
half.
no coach has called a timeout. You can see both of them up on the scoreboard there. They have 5 each. They slide one in, they sneak one in, and just can't get it to go. And look at the rebounds by these Spartans. They're all over it. Fast break, layup, beautiful. Does it go? Oh, and he can't believe he didn't get it. Clifford Willis. I got to tell you right now, Julian, I'm looking at a South High team. They're not scared of anybody tonight. They are back for revenge.
No, this is a completely different team. You can tell they did not forget that last contest at South High School.
They're 15-11 overall, 6-1 in league, and the only loss is the one we called when they went to overtime with all those missed free throws. So I'll tell you what, Coach Ramey has done a phenomenal job with this Spartan squad.
You definitely can tell they've been to the free throw line several times tonight, and the free throws are falling.
Ball comes down low. Does that happen? It does not. And Hayner kicks the ball out to Signs. Signs backs it up, takes a look. Ethan is his first name, goes to the end of the key, penetrates, gets up, and the foul will be called. Will it be on the shot? No, it's going to be up top on the floor, but it'll be the 5th foul. No go. Oh, what a beautiful pause. That was something else. You see that? That was sweet right there. Cameron Hernandez. That's a freshman, everybody. That's a freshman that pulled that little delay stall move. And, boy, he got Nate Becerra to bite. Oof. So now at the line, and I can tell you already, Sal's shooting better free throws.
Much better.
And I can say, in speaking with Coach Ramey, he said, look, man, we just missed a lot of them, but it wasn't just that night. We've had issues with free throws throughout the season, so that just kind of happened to be one of the worst nights. So with 2:42 left, errant pass deflected out of bounds. Oh, just stolen. Eddie Ramey just pickpocketed it. And now pick back right back. Nice job there by Hewen, and he can't get it to go. Battle for it, and it's another one. They've got numbers here, and something might happen here. And big foul, but he had to do it. Elias Griffith had to do it, as we're going to see Marvin Parra go to the line. And if he makes this first free throw, buddy, they've doubled him up
already. Like I said, this is a completely different South team that we saw a couple of weeks ago.
And well, I'll tell you what, and misses the first. When I was having this discussion with Coach Ramey pregame, and these coaches, they're so kind to oblige and give me some time. I mean, I go down there pretty much when they're starting to warm up, and you know, I try not to take too much time, and that second free throw gets rattled in. They're doubled up 30-15, and I appreciate these coaches taking time, and we had a great chat, and he's just calm and as cool as the other side of the pillow, as they say. Hewen in trouble here. Oh, South wanted to travel, don't get it. Signs in the corner. And that'll be the 5th foul for the Spartans. My halftime guest, Mr. Scott Hayner. And if you have heard that name before, well, his son Wyatt Hayner is standing in center court. He's a junior right there, and he's coming into your right side, the big tall one right there, jersey 0. His wife is the North High School choir director, jazz choir director. Her father, Mike McQuarrie, was the legendary longtime choir director at Liberty High School, and before that it was at Arvin High School. And Scott's a great plugged-in mentor and teacher here in our community and does a lot for all this youth, so I figured he'd be the perfect guy. Hey, Julian, there's your first timeout right there, 1:47, and that's a really smart timeout, and I'm sure Coach Sheeran is just as pleased to hear that whistle blow, because he probably needs to spend a few minutes with his North High Stars. The score right now, North High 30, South High 17. And as we mentioned before, North High Froschoff won the South Yosemite Mountain League tonight. The junior varsity North High team won the Mountain League tonight. And the crowning achievement for the program and for the school and athletics department is the victory tonight for the varsity, as they're 22-5 and 7-0 undefeated. But right now they're down 13 with a $1:40 left here, and they're down 15 again with 90 seconds to go in this first half. It's going to be a heroic second half for the Stars if they can pull it off. South High shows no signs of slowing this thing down, none. And actually a good job there by Ethan Signs. He just didn't see anybody really come to a full stop to attempt to take a charge, so he kept going and got fouled. And he'll go to the line. And this is a freshman starter. Knocks him down. Minute 14, and here's Hayner. And has it swatted away, but he gets it back, then has it stolen, but it's picked back up by Rafael Rodriguez-Quinn, his teammate. And because it was stolen, they reset the shot clock. There's Rafael. Oh, a nice pass down low. And a good look in there by Elias Griffin. Griffin able to hang up there in the air for a minute. So a little bit of a late second quarter surge here by the Stars, and it's exactly what they needed. They were down 15 a couple of times here. Seven on the shot clock. It's got to go up now. Well, there's a good pass in there, and no call as Hasley was roughed up going to the bucket, but they've been letting them play all half, so it's consistent. Can North High do something significant here to finish off this first half? Looks like it's going to be Signs, maybe. Signs is going to put it up. No, he doesn't. He dishes it off. The southpaw pulls it up, and it doesn't go for David Vasquez. So, wow, what a first half, 32-21. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes here, and my halftime guest, Scott Hayner, back right after this.
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
Right. Scott, come on in. Hey, we're not on camera, so we're just off camera.
Scott,
This is Julian.
Julian, nice to meet you, buddy. I'm so glad with what you guys do.
Before we go back on, remind me, where are you at right now?
So I'm a teacher in the high school district for the last, 25 years or whatever.
Right.
I've been officiating basketball for 28 years.
That I know.
Right?
Where are you teaching right now?
Right now I'm at Discovery. So I teach independent study. I was at VHS for 18 years and then I moved over there.
Okay.
Saved my career. It's great. Independent study, helping out kids that goofed up somewhere and they're getting on the pathway. So it's kind of neat.
Big topic of what we'll talk about. You got two boys playing, right?
Right.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Teaching choir on Zoom. And then when they said, hey, we're going back to school, she's like, oh.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
32-21, the South High Spartans trying to avenge that loss in overtime from a couple weeks ago, and they've come out of the chute ready to go. They're not backing down. As a matter of fact, they were up 15 a couple of times. 32-21 is the score. We're at North High School. You're watching the Kern High Network live exclusive coverage of high school activities in Kern County. Tonight the activity is varsity boys basketball, and it's a special one at North because, as we mentioned during the first half, the Froshoff wrapped up their league title. The JV wrapped up their league title. So now the pressure is even getting tighter for A.J. Sheeran and his coaching staff, because if they win it, they go 8-0, and it's a trifecta. We'll see what happens. We are joined now by Scott Hayner, a good buddy of mine and long-time official here in Kern County. We've got a couple of different storylines I want to talk to you about, but let's back it up. Last night, you're calling that Centennial Frontier boys varsity game. What in the world? You let it get to 100-plus points?
It was a track meet. I'll tell you what, it was a wild game, and it looked to me like there wasn't just zero defense. It was almost negative defense. It was
like an all-star game?
Yeah, it really was. It was a track meet, and the boys had a lot of fun. It was senior night, of course, at Centennial, and so those young men were really amped up, and they played really well. Shot unbelievable from the three-point line, but then, of course, when the defense came out, they go right inside. Really athletic team, that Centennial team. But, hey, Frontier scored 71. That's not bad for a varsity game either. So, both teams really played well. It just the score was a little bit wide at the end.
It speaks to the talent level that we have this season in both boys and girls basketball. Called a bunch of games this year already, but you could see it last night. Let's transition into this evening and take off your officiating hat.
That's tough to do.
And take off your dad hat. You got two boys playing for the Stars. As a fan, what do you see this first half? Give me your analysis there, Scott.
Oh, boy. I think at the very beginning of this, you just told us about the fact a little bit of pressure on North. They'd love to go 8-0 in league. That'd be wonderful. And, of course, South looking to avenge the loss, the one in overtime that was at South earlier this season. And so you can see A little bit of pressure, I think, on North, and they're having a hard time. Boy, they were stuck at 15 points for a long, long time in that first half. Really fun, athletic game. The good thing I see about this, a little bit as an official, but especially as a fan, this is not a very handsy game. This is not a very ugly game. This is not a real push and shove. Hopefully it stays that way in the second half. But what I really like to see is really trying to push the ball up and down. It looked to me like North High did not take poor shots. They had good shot selection.
Going in.
They're just not going down. That's right. It's the way it goes sometimes. And, to South's credit, not only are they taking good outside shots, but they're going to the hoop and getting fouled and getting to the free throw line. That helps a lot.
The voice of Scott Hayner, longtime referee, 28 years. Let's transition into the officials' hat tonight. I was talking with Julian saying these young boys right here, they've got it tough because the 3 refs we have out on the floor, their combined years are about 1,000 years on the court, so they have seen a lot of rough basketball throughout the years, so they're kind of letting them play. I like it. What do you think about your colleagues out there tonight in the black and white?
It's fun to watch.
Hey, give us their names, by the way.
Yeah, sure. So Kenny Chappell's out there,
Yep.
Alan Holmes, and Duran is out there as well. And all 3 of them, by the way, they do some junior college ball. All the way down to whatever level they're called to do. Those guys have worked together before. You can tell how nice and smooth all the transitions are. They know exactly where to go. They know what to look for. The nice part about having a solid crew like that and each individual member knows their role is the fact that they can look at their individual area. They don't need to look across the court to make a call. They know that they can trust their partner when they make a call on the other side of the court. They know exactly where to go to get the next play set up. I have to completely agree with you. Letting them play through a little bit of contact because nobody came here to see them blow a whistle, and they know that. We're going to see if a player can take a little contact and still get to the hoop, take a little contact, maybe make a shot. But then you can also blow a foul a little tiny bit late if you need to, if that really did affect the shot. We haven't seen that yet. But I really like the way they're doing it. They're talking to the coaches. The coaches are talking to them. Nobody's getting out of hand. I think the coaches feel heard in this game, and that's important. I know from my experience, if you ignore a coach, boy, that's the last thing you want to do. They just go nutty on you. So we want to make sure they know that you have their ear. And even if you don't do all the things they want, which probably doesn't always happen, right? Even if they don't get the call they want, they feel heard, and then we can kind of move on to the next play.
Great insight from Scott Hayner, 28 years as an official, teaches just up the road at Discovery. He's a great mentor to our youth, and I know that's something he has a lot of altruistic compassion for, and I just want to thank you so much for doing that. I'm covering high school sports for all these years. I see the whole lot of all of them, and having 5 go through the high school district here of my own, I see all of it. Your wife, longtime great vocalist. She comes over to North High School, Tara Hayner. She's the choir director, jazz choir director. Beautiful rendition tonight of the national anthem.
That was great, wasn't it? Yeah.
You've got that connection here, but you also have 2 sons. One is a superstar football player. I called his name a million times. I did like 4 North High games this year and called Wyatt's name. What a stud he is. Got a younger brother playing here on this team. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that one of my favorite coaches in all of Kern County football is leaving North, got the gig at Liberty. I understand the upward mobility, I believe you want to call it. But now, once we find who that coach is going to be, could we see a Hayner to Hayner connection next year? Am I going to be calling Hayner to Hayner?
Boy, I certainly hope so. And there's no possible way I can remove my dad hat in this conversation. Even on the basketball court, I really was thinking we'd have to wait another year to see a senior and a sophomore. But this year we have a junior and a freshman. They're playing. They've both been in the game so far. It's a really good experience for young Caden. But yeah, they're both playing football as well, and so we don't know where that coaching decision is going to go. But we really hope, as a Hayner family and hopefully as a North High family, that coach can come in, use the talent that's here, use hopefully Wyatt with a whole year of experience at quarterback, and then use young players like Caden because not only does he know what his brother does, but he's a pretty athletic guy. He's 14 years old and he's 6'2". That helps a little bit, too.
Well, I see those 2 big, tall, good-looking Hayner boys. They got all their wives' talent and good looks. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right. If you're Coach Ramey and you were in that South locker room, they weren't there long. They've been out here shooting. What'd you tell those Spartans?
Well, I think the key is, and I think it's so hard, one of the hardest things a coach has to do is when you're up to try not to say too much, but enough to remind them, hey, listen, the game is only half over. They could come and flip the side, flip the whole game on us just like we did. We're up 11, but things can happen so quickly. Keep up the intensity, of course, but not only that, listen, play your game. Don't worry about anything else that's around you. He's probably telling them that North High is going to come out and make some changes because they have to. Let's make sure we adjust along with that.
With that being said, Coach Shearing's in there, and now he's out. He's come out, and his guys are warming up there. Pretty important halftime discussion in that locker room. What do you think he should have told his guys?
So I'm hoping, here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he really got on their case about offensive rebounds for South. You got to box out. You can't let them have 2 or 3
Great
shots. Absolutely. You got to make sure you get some rebounds. But the second thing is, listen, guys, you're taking good shots. You're making good decisions. They're going to go down. Keep shooting. Don't be scared, right? We need some points. I think the defense is doing pretty well besides those boards.
Appreciate your time. Before I let you go, we have in our hands here the Achieve magazine by the Kern High School District, and it's an amalgamation of photographs of arts and fine arts, music, theater, athletics, leadership, the Peak Awards. What's it mean to you to be involved in a community such as this that has the Kern High School District, somebody like Stan Green and Brian Mendeborough and yourself and all of these great mentors? It's got to feel good to wake up every day and go to work.
It does, no doubt. And there's a lot of support. I really like what the district office has done, especially Stan, making these programs like the Peak Awards and like this this magazine here. I mean, heck, he even spotlighted some of us officials in one of the first editions, and so we appreciate that. He sees all the aspects of what goes on into a contest, whether it's the Kern High Network, whether it's promoting a game, whether it's putting stuff on social media, whether it's just making sure there's enough money for all the programs to happen. I mean, a lot of things have to happen. As you know, you got to have transportation. You got to make sure you have some uniforms. You got to make sure people get to where they're supposed to go and make sure that when they get there that the game is ready to play. So that support is really neat to see in the Kern High School District.
Scott, I can't thank you enough for your time. I know I scheduled this a long time ago, like about 8 minutes ago, so I appreciate you being ready to go. And obviously, when you're done teaching and you're done reffing, you've got a spot on the air. What a great broadcaster. What a natural. Thank you, buddy.
Color commentator.
You got it, buddy. Appreciate it. And I'll let you get back to your dad and ref hat. Thank you. That was awesome. So, now here we go. Hayner's fouled right on cue, and I see a dad walking down the steps clapping his hands. That was a good interview. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, that was a great interview. Fantastic.
They're going to say no, it's a travel. So interesting his take on what both coaches should have been saying in the locker rooms at halftime. I couldn't agree more with what he said about both teams and both coaches. And with North High School, he said, I hope Coach Sheeran was telling these guys to crash the glass and not let the Spartans get all these offensive rebounds. So they dropped into a soft man. They're not switching up top. And, boy, they are letting them play. And Coach Ramey's getting on him, doesn't like it, thinks it's a little too physical. There's Ramey. Does he get it to go? He does not. That's the young man we were talking about. He's going to be the quarterback next year for a football team with a new coach. Richie Bolin heading over to Liberty. That's big news, by the way. Big news. Floater doesn't go. Shot from the corner. That might go. It doesn't. South High up 23-32. And Miles goes to the line. How about this? The Spartans up 9 here in the third quarter. And now Amani Miles will go to the line. I haven't seen him really get going yet, Julian. And he had that monster second half at South. And that's a good sign for him to get on the board. And if you're North High School, you are not thrilled to see that, because once he gets going, 2 perfect free throws, he might not ever stop. 11-point lead. Signs being pressured up top. South High School, the opposite. That is not a soft man. They are bringing it up high. Signs pulls the trigger. Boom. Ethan Signs, the freshman, with, either way, it's a win-win situation there, because they got their own rebound and put it back up. But North High with the short win there because they didn't give him the bucket, but he'll go to the line, and that is Gavin Christian. And let's not forget, 2 weeks ago at the South game, at South, Coach Ramey, I looked at my notes. I had my notes from 2 weeks ago, and I asked him about, who are we looking out for tonight? Who should we be talking about? And I brought up Webster, and I brought up Willis and Miles, and he said, hey, Vance, keep an eye on jersey number 14. Gavin Christian, the sophomore, he's at the line. He is a force. A little pressure. Signs will bring it up. True freshman. Coach Sheeran also has a really nice future. Hayner in the corner. And that'll be a reach on Eddie Ramey. Foul down low, so Griffin will go to the line. Coach Sharon also talked to me about how they hope to keep the score low tonight. They want to keep it manageable, and with 5:55 left in the third quarter, the Spartans have 35. His first miss there by Griffin. Spartans have 3 team fouls already. So a violation.
Looks like we stay here.
On Webster. Webster from South was called in the lane a little too early, and he said, hey, I was getting shoved in the back. It's funny because I saw that happening. I saw it going on, and I noticed that there were some feet. There were some sneakers in the key early, but it was getting pretty physical there between Webster and Hayner, and it still is. But Griffin able to capitalize. And a timeout taken by Coach Ramey. 35-27 is the score. The South High Spartans came into tonight 15-11 overall in their 26 games, 6-1 in the South Yosemite Mountain League. The North High Stars came into tonight 22-5 in their 27 games, 7-0. Partner, your thoughts so far on a quarter and a quarter, a half and a quarter?
Well, I tell you what, like I said, the Spartans came out, a completely different team. One of the things I wanted to mention was not only were they better on their free throws, the defense was more aggressive. It seemed like it was more swarming. I think Coach Ramey took some time really preparing these young men for this particular game, and he did a pretty good job.
Last night, you and my longtime partner, my brother Kenny Calvin, you guys were up on the hill, up in not Memorial Stadium. You were at Bakersfield College in the Gil Bishop Sports Center and calling a wild BC Renegades night.
And I think that's an understatement. And for all of you that are listening, it is extremely difficult for a team with 7 players to score 80 points, and that's what the BC Renegade women did last night. So kudos to them. An amazing game.
My kind of squad. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There's only 7 of us. Don't get in foul trouble and put it up. I heard you on the mic. Is Kenny paying you?
No, but I had to join in. That's how incredible that game was.
Miles is stripped. Just be careful he doesn't pick up an emotional foul here. Sometimes you kind of want to bounce back after you turn the ball over. And he and Signs are mixing it up out there. The official's going to call it soon. Wow, they are letting them play. Oof. And it goes. A bucket for Clifford Willis. And just as North was starting to kind of crawl back in this thing, it's now back to a 10-point deficit. And that official's going to blow the whistle. Yep, there it is. And the North High crowd, you can hear him say, it's about time, it's about time. So Amani Miles picks up his third. And Coach Ramey gives him a high five on the way out as he's up there pressuring that guard, and all his teammates giving him the love too. 10-point game right now, and now they're starting to tighten things up here. And that is the 5th foul here in the third quarter already for South High School. So there's a storyline for you.
Right, if you ever want to turn a game around for the other team, put them in the bonus. Put them in the bonus.
So with the new CIF rule this year, everything's a 2-shot foul. Premium on free throw shooting. And Signs makes them all. 8-point lead. A blocking foul, and that's going to be on Ethan Signs. By the way, his last name is spelled S-A-E-N-Z, Signs. Oh, goodness. Clifford Willis, C-Dub. He has a beautiful shot. Hayner's in trouble here. No, gets it over. Big offensive rebound. Ooh. They're going to say that went off on a Spartan. North High has the ball underneath their whole well. Actually, it's baseline extended out there. Hayner, nice pass down low to the big fella. From one big guy to another. Hayner's 6'3", Becerra's 6'5". At the corner, comes up short, rebound North. Trail by 9, 4 to go in the third quarter. Pressure moments now for both these teams and their young student athletes. There's a look right there in the corner for Hayner. Doesn't get it to go. What a nice rebound that is, and that'll be an over the back. Oh! It will be South basketball, but I misspoke. I thought it was certainly an over-the-back call on Becerra. I think everybody did. I think the North High crowd also thought it was on Becerra, but it was called a jump ball possession arrow South. Coach Ramey still doesn't like it, though. Thought that the big fella should have been called for an over-the-back call. They show up high. Ball comes over to Carter. Carter floats it up. Wow, Chauncey Carter, that's a good-looking floater right there. Back up to an 11-point lead. Goodness. Yeah, that's a good pick and roll, but he wasn't waiting for it. Oh, Becerra sets a great pick and roll, but wasn't looking for the rock. Goodness. He did everything right except be ready for that great bounce pass. He'd had an easy 2. However, here come the Spartans. A lot of dribbling. Timeout taken by Coach Ramey as he could sense that there was a little bit of discombobulation there. I'll tell you what we'll do, Julian. We'll take a short break. I'll hop off the mic for a quick second, and we'll be back. 42-31 on the Kern High Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
2, 1.
After the quick timeout, South High, the Spartans up 11, 2:45 and counting in the third quarter. Wonderful basketball game. Good pass down low. Webster gets it up and puts it in. The strong 6'4", 200-pound James Webster. He's a workhorse. And with his imposing figure and athleticism, he's not called on a lot to do a lot of scoring, but crash the board, set big picks, be a presence out there. So when he does put one off the glass, it sure helps. And here comes Coach Ramey with 3 Spartans coming in next dead ball. None of them Amani Miles.
North has been flawless at the free throw line this evening. Flawless.
Raphael drops one down. Doesn't get it to go. They're running. How about this young man right here? And that's going to be a walk. Slid too long, and Coach Ramey not happy with him, saying, get rid of the ball. Well, I like Chauncey. Like Chauncey a lot. 6'2" junior. He looks like he could be about 6'7" in a year. You know, he's long. Look how quick he gets down the floor, but that's a great job by Signs.
That was different.
See the whole team get up to help him?
Yeah, that was, wow.
Hey, that's the kind of respect you get when you're a freshman.
That's right. First time I've seen it.
Yeah, that's not even like a senior captain. Now it's a freshman that went down.
Yeah, I mean,
And they just said, you know what? That's our future.
I got to review that.
Okay, they're chipping away at it. They're still down 11 as Miles comes in for Chauncey Carter. Monty Miles is yet to really go off. He's got a couple quick things to say to Hayner. Jersey 0, talking to Jersey 0. You got to get it across. 2-2-1 zone press. And how about this? A foul on Wyatt Hayner. Just roughed him up a little bit.
You know, I think since we've been covering basketball this season, we haven't seen too many flagrants, and that's a good thing.
You're right.
That's a good thing. We haven't seen that.
Shot clock got to be reset here. Yeah, there you go. Set it back to 35. All right, we're all set to go. 1:53 remaining in the third quarter. Ball comes in, and it floats into Jarrell Hasley. I haven't heard a lot from Hasley tonight, but we could. Long shot taken out there by Ramey. Didn't go. Looked good. Head coach Ramey might have said the same thing I did. It's wide open. Take it. Timeout, and that's going to be taken by Coach Sheeran. So AJ, he takes his timeout.
We saw first half where there were no timeouts. Both of these coaches are being very cautious this second half.
Well, you know, when I was talking to Coach Sheeran. I talked about this trifecta, what it means. Talked about 17-game winning streak, 22 total overall wins for this school. It's, pretty old, frankly. Been here a lot of years. But he said, Vance, no matter what happens, we're in the gym tomorrow at 4 p.m. getting ready for the playoffs. So, yes, it's a big game tonight. Yes, it means a lot. But the journey still goes on. And South, they also want this team to move on to another level, but they better figure out how to stop the freshman phenom, Ethan Sines. He's fearless.
That was an amazing move he made.
Miles, almost got it to go. Will it be a shot or on the floor? Oh, it's fifth foul. He'll shoot 2 no matter what. So Amani Miles hasn't been able to really get things going out in the perimeter or even coming down the lane, but at the free throw line, he's one of those shooters that says, I need 1 second with the ball. 1,001, 1,002. Okay.
Look how comfortable he is.
Oh, yeah.
He knows he belongs there. He was comfortable on the line.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Spartans. 1 minute left to go in the third. Vasquez to the elbow. Throws it out to Sines. That looks good. And it is. But here comes South. Wide open look. How about this? Hernandez. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Statler, one of the seniors. So Balin Statler. So now 7-point now differential between the Spartans and the Stars. 4-second differential, and that's going to be a foul on Marvin Parra. So now North will go to the line. And it's going to be Nate Becerra. And Nate Becerra, for all intents and purposes, put the North High Stars on his shoulder last week. He had a phenomenal basketball game over at South High School.
Yes, he did.
Now the 6'5 senior at the line. Important free throws.
And just like we talked about earlier, you want to change the game, put the other team in the bonus, and that's what happened. They put them in the bonus, and they're getting all their points at the line.
So because the new CIF ruling, once they get to the fifth foul, it's a 2-shot foul for everything, they can still sub in after the first. And here's the second. Really good form for the big fella.
Wow.
5-point lead. They're keeping the pressure on. But here it comes. Hasley. Hasley just comes right at it. And can't get it to go. No call. The ball goes back up. He can't get that to go. A foul is called, though. So Vasquez called for the foul for North High. So it was a foul on the Stars. And at the line, the big fella, James Webster. Wow, what a stroke. See that?
Yep, completely different from last game.
The 6'4", 200-pound senior. You're right. He's spent some time at the free throw line the last 2 weeks in practice because this thing looks beautiful.
Look at that. Wow.
10.5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Ball's got to come in quickly. Look out. Oh, dangerous. Unnecessary foul, and that's Jarrell Hasley, and boy, that's almost like giving North High School 2 points, but they'll get the ball back. The Spartans will have another shot at it. Here we are on Lloyd Williams Court. I remember when this place was christened and called a game in here. Like the first night it was ever open, we called a basketball game in here, and Our buddy Bo Redstone and I called a state championship game in here for Foothill High School when Squid and all the guys were in here killing everybody. They were running teams out by 30. Miss on the second, so it's a 6-point lead. And how about this? Hayner with the foul, and they will send Cameron Hernandez to the line. So with so little time left, the last thing you want to do is rack up fouls on your personal scorecard. That was just unnecessary. So a big guy like Hayner, who plays such a pivotal role on both sides of the court here, picks up a cheap foul. And now Cameron Hernandez misses the first. He knew the second he let it go. He shot it and turned around for a little dap and a little love because he knew he'd missed it. Like a putter, like a golfer, he hits a putt, he knows it's out. He's like, no, that's not going in.
And look at Coach Ramey. He's like right there on it.
Okay, right now I would advise no unnecessary fouls. No unnecessary foul. Hayner puts it up. Oh, back of the rim. Short break. That's what we're going to take. 49-42. And we will be back after a really quick break for the fourth quarter. Goodness gracious.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Yeah, it's crazy. You doing good? Good, man. Good. Really hanging in there. I've been talking about you already, buddy.
All right, my man. 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
As I mentioned, we're on the Lloyd Williams, playing on Lloyd Williams court, but I just was visited by the one and only, the incomparable one himself, George Culver. He's in every Hall of Fame you can imagine. Came to say hi to us. George Culver, North High grad. Got his jersey up and encased in glass right next to Kevin Harvick. Up on the wall in here. Hi, George. Oh, a really good look and didn't go. Man, Vasquez was looking right at the hoop. Here we are, last quarter here. And that's a bad pass, a shovel pass. Webster comes up. A Euro step, and it goes in for Becerra. So it's now a 5-point game, and Coach Ramey's Spartans really need to take care of the basketball. Here comes Carter. Carter's doing a lot of dribbling. Look out, fellas. Willis, who's had a stellar game tonight, backs up to the N logo. Eight on the shot clock. It's got to go up. Stop and pop. Does it go? Back of the rim. It doesn't. Rebound. Vasquez. He pulls it back. Try to gain a little bit of composure here. Settle things down here. Trying to cut into that 5-point lead. South has led the entire basketball game except for maybe the early moment. Oh, they call a walk on Becerra. Coach Sheeran's looking for a little bit more of an explanation, and I've got to be honest, I didn't see
that either.
The travel. And North High has had the pressure on since early in the third quarter, but hey, what about that pass to Webster? He wasn't ready for it, though. And the North High crowd didn't like that call. You can hear it below me. But I'll tell you what, James Webster's got to be ready. He's got to have those hands ready, and I'm just trying to help the young guy out because he's got his partners, his guards are out breaking down that North High defense, and they're kicking it over to Webster. And have those hands ready to get a couple two-footers and hurt that North High defense. Here's Willis. Willis, special player. Can't get it to go, though. Battle for the rebound. That ends up in Statler's hands. And he kicks it over to the freshman phenom, Signs. Signs looking for traffic. Finds the traffic, throws it up. No call. Contact. Here comes Carter. Carter takes a look. He backs it back up. And then he decides, all right, let me see here. Ooh, careful. Willis surveys everything. Again, kind of a soft man. Christian pulls up, look out. For a second, Willis thought he'd pop it. 10 on the shot clock. Gets to the free throw line. Throws it out to the corner. Carter comes in and he's bumped, and that's a foul by Balin Statler, one of the seniors. Just basically knocked him south of the baseline. Or if this was a compass, west of the baseline. They've got this letter N pointing directly north. Huh. Go figure.
Imagine that.
Five and a half remaining. Miles is back in. They put the ball in Carter's hands. A lot of time. They're taking their time. And, they're going to say an offensive foul. And they're going to call it on J-Dub. They're going to say James Webster. And Coach Ramey wants to talk to the official. He's saying, what else can he do? He's standing up there straight, didn't move, didn't budge. Sometimes when you're 6'5", 200, you get the call on you. Officials must have said he was moving. Ball comes down low, batted away. Really, really nice play there by who else? Gavin Christian. And here comes Miles. Miles going to the floor. Miles and he got banged up just a little bit. So Amani Miles, special young man. Just over here talking to George Colbert for a second. I said, keep your eye on this young man. I said, watch this young guy. Actually, there's a lot of players out on that floor. Young talent down there that are really good players. And Amani Miles, the sophomore, he just kind of got a different feel to him, doesn't he?
Well, he can definitely be a next-level player. That calmness at the free throw line is valuable.
Let's go. Long pass, and it's broken down. Vasquez dribbles himself out of trouble. Now, the Spartans only have one team foul. If they're smart, they can kind of try to keep that in check. Vasquez breaking guys down. What a good-looking shot that was. Couldn't get it. And, the hustle play by Elias Griffin keeps it going, and they bring it right back out to Vasquez. They slow this thing down again, but they're down 7, and a lot of contact, no call there. The call finally comes there as bodies are falling like bowling pins, and Becerra will go to the line. Oof. So, the senior, Nate Becerra, who's played such a pivotal role for this North High School team. He has just a very languid, fluid shot. It's quick when it needs to be below the hoop on the blocks, but when he gets time to settle down at that free throw line, watch this shot right here. Nothing rushed about it. Nothing rushed about this shot. Oh, I didn't hex him, did I? Was that you or me?
That was me. I'll take it.
Thank you. I don't think he's missed yet. Dangerous pass. Now they got numbers if they want it. 4 on 3. And he just waited too long. What a great play by Becerra. Becerra makes a killer play. Oh, what a backbreaker. If North can capitalize here, what a nice play. Oh, he doesn't. He can't make it. Vasquez thought it was going to get blocked. Now they've got numbers again. Do they want to use it? A floater. It goes. Clifford Willis. Whoa, the sophomore with a beautiful touch. It's back to an 8-point lead. And not sure what that call was. So, they're going to set the clocks. Okay, I thought it was a timeout taken by AJ, but it was not. They stopped it, get the clock set, because the shot clock's at 35, and obviously that's not right because they've already brought the ball up. My guess is something around 30. Okay, 31, yeah. And that's opportunistic because Rafael Rodriguez-Cuin gets to come back in. And Hasley gets to come back in. So both coaches take advantage of stoppage of play. Hayner, back of the rim, doesn't get it to go. Look at the work down low by Elias Griffin to keep it going. Ball comes back on the floor. That's going to be a kick, so it'll remain North High basketball. 3:53 remaining. An 8-point lead for South High. They've been in control pretty much all night. Hayner trying to get down to Becerra. Nice job there, double team. Hayner knights this one. No, he can't get it to go, and it goes up top again. So I'll tell you, Wyatt Hayner's had some good looks. They just aren't falling in. And of all people, his dad, the official, the teacher, the coach, talked about it in our halftime talk. The balls, they've been having good looks. They just haven't gone through. Webster tried to. How was that not a kick? Must have been unintentional. Wow. Okay, good no call. An unintentional kick. Signs pulls up. Can't get it to go. And that's going to go off of North High School. So I don't know that timeout number is right, though, Julian. It says they each have 5 timeouts left, and now we see another one called. It hasn't changed.
No, and they've been calling timeouts
right.
this half.
It hasn't changed on the board, but we're not going to go anywhere. 3:15, 53-45. Are you kidding me? This is a barn burner of a game, and I think there was maybe a brief moment where North was up 4-3. Or 5-4, something like that, and then it's just been South has been on top the entire game. They had them by 15 a couple times in the first half.
Exactly, and you know what? Like we said earlier about the coach for South. You know, he had a plan for them, and I do believe they executed it to a T.
I talked to him about looking at this squad as they were out warming up. I said, in September, when you were getting going and getting started in that South Gym, did you believe in your heart that you would be playing for a share of the league title tonight? And he kind of sheepishly said, you know, Vance, honestly, I didn't know what to expect at that time. So he was honest.
Yes.
But he's done a whale of a job. Numbers again. Here comes Hasley. They pull it back wisely in my opinion. Willis. Wide open look there. Webster's not taking it. There's a good look there. Back of the rim. Oh, and it goes. You got to be kidding me. What a break, and it's an 11-point game again after the back of the rim bounce up, and it goes back in. Hayner. Signs, breaking guys down. Signs, up and in. What a bucket. What a bucket.
Signs is not a freshman.
Well, I'll tell you what, in class he still is, but by the end of your conference league game here, your league finale, he's sure not playing like a freshman, is he?
Not even close. And
so
I don't think he's missed any free throws tonight. I think he's 100% at the line.
Okay, for the Signs family, that was Julian that said that. The freshman point guard who Julian said hasn't missed a free throw yet. You know what? It's a safe bet, though, brother. It's a safe bet. He's a great shooter. So now it'll be all about the press break. South has no problems with it. Ball comes back out. Willis trying to break down Statler. Oh, contact, no foul. The South High Spartan crowd can't believe it. They thought for sure that Hasley got roughed up. Statler back out to the top to Becerra. Becerra puts the ball on the floor, comes up. A lot of contact, no call there. A long pass down to Ramey. Ramey comes up and gets the bucket. And a timeout taken by Coach Ramey with 1:50 left. He's up 10. And this North High crowd a little stunned. I have to be honest with you. I think they maybe in their gut just kind of felt tonight was going to be a coronation of the trifecta, and it would be Frostoff, JV, and varsity, and that would wrap up a triple crown, if you will, of league titles. And granted, North High School already has a share of the title, no matter what.
Right.
If they were to lose this one, they would share it with South. But I can assure you that on senior night in their home gym, with an opportunity to go to 8-0 and 23-5, sharing the league title was not on the menu for them.
No, and you know what? Most of the people that came in here tonight, just even us included, we were looking for that trifecta. We were going to see if that could happen. So give it to the South team because they were aware of it as well, and they're not going to give it to you.
That's a great point. They were aware of it as well. Not just revenge for the loss they feel they should have had as a win 2 weeks ago, but the storyline of the trifecta. They wanted to play spoiler, and with 1:47 to go, up 10, let's see who's making the best decisions out there. Who's playing smart? Signs. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by Chauncey Carter. Got to start getting the ball across here quickly, efficiently. They do. It ends up in Gavin Christian's hand. He floats one over to the far side. Willis gets it back to the center of the court here. He's being guarded by Statler. Statler on Willis. Willis over to the corner. A good look. Does it go? Oh, rattles in and out. Doesn't go. Rebound North. That was a really nice look. Here's the pass down, and it goes up. Doesn't go, though. Cross-court pass stolen by Statler. Saw it all the way. Hayner. Perfect. 8-point lead, and now Coach Sheeran, not even sure how many timeouts he has, because up on the board it still says timeouts left, 5 and 5. My guess is they have, I think each of them have 2.
Well, with a minute left, I what could he possibly be talking about in the huddle over here?
Well, for sure they're going to come out and pressure, but they've got to be careful. You put this full court press on, it's not like the Spartans have really struggled with it. They haven't even been close to a 10-second count, so it's not as if they're, buckling at the knees. We saw that one bad pass, but that's from one corner to the other, and
right.
Anybody can pick that off. But I'm sure he's saying, hey, look, not only do we have to keep the pressure here, we can't get beat deep. And with 60 seconds exactly 60 seconds, down 8, this is going to be pretty special ending one way or the other. Big crowd here on the north side is awfully quiet. And behind that South Spartan bench, there's about 80, 90 people there. And they get it into Willis. Willis is going to get double teamed quickly. Ball comes up to Ramey. Ramey has it up top. They get it down in the corner. And that's Carter down there. Chauncey dribbles it out, floats it back over to Christian. And they equalize it up top. A lot of time going off this clock. Goodness. It got down to 16 seconds. So, 19 seconds went off before the foul was committed. And down 8. And they still need to give up another one, Julian. They only have 4 fouls now. So things starting to look pretty positive here. And there's that last foul by Signs. So Signs has to give it up. And of all the people to go to the free throw line for the Spartans, Eddie Ramey is not who you want at the line if you're a North High Star. I will be going down to the court at the conclusion of the game to speak with a winning coach. And Ramey misses the second, and it goes out of bounds. Oh my gosh, Becerra had it, and of all things, it rattled out, and that might have done it right there. With any hope left, now all of a sudden you have a new 35-second shot clock, and there's the foul. And Coach Ramey asking for an intentional. Here comes the Spartan chant. Wow. This is pretty incredible, Julian.
Almost a reflection of the coach.
Very much so.
He is very animated.
And I'll tell you what, one second differential between shot and game clock, really meaningless unless North puts some points up on the board. And that's an offensive foul. And how about that, James Webster? And that pretty much just is emblematic of how this game has gone tonight. Right when they needed it the most, the big fella, James Webster, stands up and takes the charge. So I'm going to skedaddle out of here and get down and talk to, and I may try to get both coaches. We'll see if I can get both coaches, but how about this? South High School is going to share the league title in the South Yosemite Mountain League, and this has been something to behold. And that's going to do it on behalf of everybody at the Kern High Network. Our man Stan Green down there. I'm Vance Palm and Julian Wilson. I'm heading down to talk to the winning coach tonight, Eddie Ramey. Those two coaches are co-champions. Hope you've enjoyed it. This is the Kern High Network. Have a great one. North, South split the league title, but South gets a big win. Good night and God bless.